You probably think you'd recognize it instantly, that moment when a woman wants you. Men imagine it will be obvious, wrapped in bold flirting, exaggerated touching, maybe even a whispered invitation that leaves no room for doubt. But the truth is far more subtle and far more fascinating. Psychology reveals that when desire is real, when it's strong enough that she's already picturing what it would feel like to have you close, she won't spell it out. She doesn't need to. Instead, the attraction leaks into the very first seconds of seeing you. It's in the hello, the hug, the way her eyes travel, the way her voice shifts when it wraps around your name. Those greetings, small, fleeting, almost invisible, can reveal more than she would ever admit out loud. And this is where most men fail. They're waiting for the grand gesture while the real invitation has already passed them by. They miss the loaded touch, the scanning gaze, the secret smile, the stolen proximity, the second touch, the sudden drop in her voice. All because they were busy waiting for fireworks while the spark was burning right in front of them. That's why here, at True Stoic Way, we go deeper. Because being a man in control isn't about chasing obvious signals. It's about seeing what others ignore, staying calm while others rush, and reading the world with clarity. So let's break down the hidden greetings that women use when desire is alive. And let's start with the one that always gives them away first, the body. Her hug is different. It doesn't brush past you politely. It doesn't leave safe space in between. Instead, her body aligns with yours, full length, deliberate, as if she's silently staking a claim. Her hips come closer than courtesy allows. Her chest lingers a fraction longer against yours before pulling away. Maybe her hand rests on your back just a moment too long. Maybe her palm drifts slightly as if it doesn't want to let go. And you feel it. You feel the warmth. You feel the pressure. You feel the preview of skin against skin, subtle but undeniable. This is not platonic touch. This is psychology in action. Touch primes the body for intimacy, and the body always betrays desire before the mind finds a way to hide it. If she's already picturing you in private, she used that first greeting as an excuse to close the gap immediately, because the body doesn't wait for permission when the mind is already playing out the scene. Think back. Have you ever been caught off guard by a hug that left your heart racing hours after it ended? The kind of hug that felt charged, almost electric, even though it only lasted seconds. That wasn't coincidence. That wasn't friendliness. That was a preview, a silent invitation dressed up as a hello. And here's the part most men overlook. She doesn't have to say a word, because her body just did. She doesn't need to confess her attraction, because it's already written in the way she touched you. The hug is a message. The lingering hand is punctuation. The closeness is a signature. But this is where you need discipline. The weak man takes that hug and immediately reacts, misreads it, jumps ahead, loses his frame. The stoic man notices, breathes, and stays composed. He registers the signal but isn't ruled by it. That's power. That's presence. And that's why the man who learns to read the unspoken never has to chase the spoken. So the next time her hug feels like more than just a hug, don't ignore it. But don't rush to claim it either. Let her wonder if you noticed. Let her question if she revealed too much. That's how you hold the frame. That's how you keep control. And if you want to master this ability, to notice the signals most men miss, to read the language of desire without breaking a sweat, subscribe right now to True Stoic Way. Because every week, we're decoding what others overlook and giving you the tools to walk into any room with clarity, confidence, and control. After touch, the next giveaway is always the eyes. Most greetings between friends are quick, clean, and respectful. Brief eye contact, a polite nod, then the gaze shifts elsewhere. But when attraction is present, her eyes don't behave the same way. She greets you, but instead of holding just your gaze, her eyes travel. They drift slowly down your chest, maybe linger at your waist, your hands, your shoulders. And then they come back up again, almost as if she just scanned you like a blueprint. It happens fast enough that she can deny it, brush it off, pretend she wasn't even aware, but you feel it. You feel the weight of that look, the silent pause, the evaluation. And that's exactly what psychology calls it, the evaluative gaze. A subconscious inventory of your body, the kind of gaze that only happens when someone is already picturing what lies beneath your clothes. This isn't her admiring your shirt. It isn't her complimenting your style. It's instinct. It's biology. It's her brain running through scenarios before she ever dares to speak them out loud. Here's where you need to pay attention. The scanning gaze is subtle, but when paired with the lingering touch or the too close hug, it becomes undeniable. When the eyes betray what the mouth won't say, you have your answer. So ask yourself, have you ever felt a woman's eyes move across you that way? Quick yet heavy, playful yet predatory. If you have, you know the difference. If you haven't, it's probably because you weren't paying close enough attention. And that's why you're here. Because on True Stoic Way, we sharpen your awareness. We train you to see what others miss. So if you've experienced that silent body scan, leave a comment below. Yes, I've seen it. And subscribe, because awareness isn't just knowledge, it's leverage. Not every sign is physical. Sometimes the entire message is wrapped inside a smile. Picture this. You walk into a room and she smiles at you the way she doesn't smile at anyone else. It's crooked, it's private, almost like she's remembering something that hasn't happened yet. Her lips curve as if the two of you share a secret the rest of the world isn't in on. That's not friendliness. That's not casual. That's foreplay hidden inside an innocent expression. When desire rises, it changes a woman's internal state, and no matter how much she tries to control it, it leaks out. It shows in her face, in the softness of her hello, in the smirk that feels less like, "How are you?" and more like, "I know something about you." And here's the truth. You feel it. You feel the heat behind that smile, the way it acknowledges not just you, but the tension between you. She's not simply recognizing your presence. She's acknowledging the electricity you both feel. The weak man tries to force the moment, but the stoic man receives it, holds it, and lets her wonder how much he noticed. That's the difference between chasing and commanding. If you've ever been greeted with that private smile, the one that felt almost conspiratorial, don't ignore it. And don't ignore what it means for you. Because here at True Stoic Way, we study not only words but silences, not only gestures but undercurrents. Subscribe now and learn to decode the smiles that say more than words ever could. There's a rule in human interaction called proxemics. On average, people keep strangers at about 2 feet of distance, the so-called comfort zone. It's unconscious, it's instinctive, and it's almost never broken, unless desire is present. So watch closely. When she greets you, does she stay at arm's length, polite and distant? Or does she step closer, closer than necessary, right into your personal space? Does her shoulder brush yours while she talks? Does her hair graze against your cheek when she leans in? Do you feel her body heat standing next to you? That's not coincidence. That's attraction erasing boundaries. It's her body running a test. What does it feel like to be right up against you? And here's what matters. Most men mistake this as friendliness. They tell themselves, she's just being warm. But warmth doesn't require closeness. Warmth can exist at a distance. This, however, is intimacy rehearsed in public. So next time she steps too close, don't flinch, don't move away, but don't lean in either. Hold your ground. Let her be the one to invade the space. Let her be the one to wonder if you noticed. That's frame. That's power. And if you're learning something new right now, share this video with a friend. Because the men who don't understand space will always be outmaneuvered by the ones who do. And here at True Stoic Way, we don't let ignorance rob you of power. Touch is already one of the strongest cues of attraction. But when it comes layered, doubled, intentional, it's no accident. Think of it like this. She hugs you, then as she pulls away, she keeps one hand on your arm. She shakes your hand, but her other hand rests briefly on your chest. That second point of contact is not for balance. It's not politeness. It's a signal. Evolutionary psychology shows us that multiple points of touch accelerate intimacy. It's like pressing fast forward on closeness, collapsing barriers in seconds. When she greets you with a double touch, she's not only warming you up, she's testing how you respond. Do you flinch? Do you freeze? Do you respond naturally? She's gathering data. She's silently measuring if her attraction has space to land. So here's the question. How many times have you dismissed that second touch as nothing? How many times did you think it was accidental? If you've done that, you've missed the signal. But not anymore, because now you'll see it. Now you'll feel it. And when it happens again, you won't react out of surprise. You'll hold frame. You'll stay calm. And she'll feel the difference. If you want to learn how to catch these signals, the touches, the looks, the subtle cues, and never miss them again, hit the bell and subscribe to True Stoic Way, because clarity is the first step to control. Last but not least, the voice. This is the one signal she can't fully control, no matter how hard she tries. You've heard her greet other people that day. Normal tone, light, casual. But when she turns to you, something changes. Her voice slows. It lowers. Maybe she drags out your name, tasting it like a word she wants to remember. Sexual arousal alters vocal tonality. Sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. It's one of the hardest signals for the conscious mind to regulate. The shift isn't performance. It's physiology. It's her body betraying her desire. So compare it. Listen to how she greets everyone else. Then listen to how she greets you. If her voice dips, if it lingers, if it carries weight where before it was light, you just heard her attraction in sound. The man who hears it and stays silent is the man in control. The man who reacts immediately is the man who loses the frame. So next time you hear that drop, don't rush. Smile, breathe, and know that she just revealed more than she meant to. And if this opened your ears to a truth you've ignored before, subscribe to True Stoic Way, because the world is speaking to you every day, and most men are deaf to it. You won't be. 6 signs: the hug that lingers, the gaze that scans, the smile that knows, the space that disappears, the touch that doubles, the voice that drops. Individually, they can be dismissed. Together, they tell the story. They whisper what she would never admit out loud: attraction, desire, intent. But here's the Stoic truth. This isn't about paranoia. It's not about overanalyzing. It's about clarity. To read the signals, but not be ruled by them. To notice, but not chase. To see the hidden truth, and still remain the man in control. Most men miss it all. They live blind, waiting for fireworks while the fire is already burning. But not you. Not anymore. If you've recognized these signs, type it in the comments. I see the signs. Let the world know you're no longer blind to what's right in front of you. And don't let this be the last time we meet. Subscribe to True Stoic Way, because every week we decode the silence, expose the hidden, and train men to walk with clarity, discipline, and quiet power. The signals are always there. The only question is, will you be the man who sees them?